Hey, it's your girl Pika out here in Singapore. I wanted to jump on here and talk. It's early, but hmm. Yeah, okay. So I gotta admit a couple things. First of all, everyone complains about, oh my God, you shouldn't wake up first thing in the morning and scroll your Instagram feed. Yeah, damn it, that's what I do. Okay? Part of the reason I pick up my phone first thing in the morning is to help me wake up. Not because I want to see who liked my stuff and who's interested in. Nah, it's not like that. I want to see what's going on in the morning. I want to see what the tone of the day is going to be, and I want to set it intentionally if possible. So I get up, and the first thing I do is I share a couple of posts that I think are great and helpful and really important. I try and promote people that I know. I try to comment on people's posts that, I appreciate and stuff. But more than that, it's for me. It's for me to know what's going on in the world. It's my lifeline. I don't like watching the news, but social media is a place where a lot of people have the chance to say what they mean and speak up on things that aren't okay. And that's what I look for. So this morning I had a bunch of posts that were angry in people's stories talking about, this young man from NUS who has been essentially pardoned for his crimes because he had good grades. But let's talk about that because that ain't right. Okay. And maybe I am influenced by the West. Maybe growing up all over the world, I see that there's injustice everywhere. And if I have a chance and if I notice it, I have a responsibility to talk about it. Anyway, let's get back to this, shall we? They claim the young man has had no priors and he's had good grades and he should not be facing any consequences or repercussions for violating someone else's privacy, violating a child's right to their innocence. Okay? There should be no consequences to that because he had good grades. But let's talk about what those good grades mean, shall we? Those good grades in a place like Singapore means that you are brainwashed into succeeding in a system that does not allow you to think for yourself. Let me clarify. Let me simplify those terms, shall I? It means that you succeed in a system where the only requirement is that you are able to memorize and regurgitate in order to score well. There are no critical thinking skills. There is no mental health awareness. There is no emotional intelligence. Just can you spit back out the facts that I threw at you an hour ago? And can you memorize it often enough in order to be able to pass a test in 3 months? It has nothing to do with morality. It has nothing to do with character building or citizenship or human rights. Nothing. Essentially, if I yell at you and say the same thing over and over and over and over and over again, can you tell me back exactly what I said you verbatim? That's actually not hard. Monkeys could do that. Rats can do that. Shall I tell you why I know rats can do that? I'm published in a psychological paper that proves that rats recognize patterns and they can live according to those patterns. It's almost like if I tell you what the rules are, you can live according to the rules. That's all that says. I know because I did the trial tests way back 100 years ago in the States. Now, it's funny how you want to be influenced by the States when it comes to degrees and skill sets. You want to keep up with the Joneses because they're the ones that set the bar. But when it comes to morality and it threatens to topple the system you've created, suddenly you're too loud. You're too wordsy. You're too why do you speak so loud? Why do you talk about these things? You're just an extremist. You're influenced by the West. But I want to challenge the system. Because like I said, if I have the ability to notice a gap, I have a responsibility to say something about it. I am not a sheep, y'all. Maybe I'm an anomaly, but I'm not a sheep. I do think for myself. And honestly, every time something like this happens, I put myself in their shoes. If my daughter had the nerve to take pictures of children in bathroom stalls, first of all, I would whoop that ass. Possibly with as many witnesses as possible. Second of all, I would turn her in. Because if I didn't raise her well enough to know the difference between right and wrong, to know the difference between an invasion of privacy and not, to know the difference between a cry for help and an addiction to something that is a little more deep-seated than just taking pictures in uncomfortable situations, then I have no right to continue parenting her. The system needs to take care of it. Let me put her in the opposite situation, shall I? If she was in the bathroom peeing, thinking that a stall door would really keep her private and safe, she's a young lady, and some idiot decides, oh, you know what, let me jack off because this is the kind of stuff that gets me turned on, and then gets away scot-free, I'm telling you right now, the worst thing you could possibly do in that situation is turn him loose on a general population that's already teetering on a racial war. Because guess what? The inmates will take over the asylum, and your precious public will fix the system you're creating for you. And it won't be nice, it won't be fair. It will be a more carnal punishment. There is a reason why rapists, child molesters, when they are imprisoned, are generally kept away from high-level security prisons. Because to let the general population inside a prison know that you took advantage of young children, where they're in prison for crimes that are far worse, they'll take care of your problem for you. They will not last the night. It's been documented in every prison movie, I know it's fiction, ever shown. You do not let people know those things. To be fair, as a system, if you're really trying to correct something, and I don't know if you're doing this on purpose or not, maybe you have this brilliant scheme in the process. You posted his picture. You announced which school he went to. I'm pretty sure you announced his name. We can figure out the rest. So if you're really trying to take care of your country, if you're really trying to promote citizenship, if you're really trying to be there for the mental health of your public, because there are a lot of more serious things going on. People are killing themselves. Why are they killing themselves? Because they don't feel like they have a place to speak. They don't feel like anyone understands what they're going through. They don't feel like the system cares. Because if the system cares, there would be help available. And if there's no help available and you cannot find peace anywhere, guess what? The easiest solution is to get rid of the pain. So I'm telling you right now, to silence people who are telling you there is a problem, that ain't right. To let problematic people back into society after you know full and well that they did something completely wrong, that ain't right. To continue allowing public dissent over the idea of favoritism and racism and not address it, especially with elections coming up, that ain't right. It means you're running a safe race. If your only concern is to talk about the things people want to hear, you're not considering all the people. It goes back to a very, very simple principle. If you don't stand up for something, you'll fall for anything, but the something needs to matter. You need to let people know how you feel about stuff. You need to let people know that you see what we see too. So big shout out to Pretty Please and Subash Music. I appreciate the way you were raised. I appreciate the voice you've taken. I appreciate the opportunities you've created for other people to speak up. And I appreciate you being transparent about everything. Yeah, I know you cover it in humor and you use your music, but the fact is you're using the platform you have. And that takes major, major courage and bravery and a level of self-confidence that is not often seen in Singapore. Now, for those of you who know, yeah, I tell everybody, emotional intelligence, mental health awareness, that also means for the people who are truly bothered For the people who truly have issues but don't think they have issues, it goes double. You need to know that it's not okay. You need to know that there are other ways to handle your problems. You need to know that you're actually covering up a trauma yourself. Because honestly, if it was okay, everyone would do it. In public, without having to hide. I'm saying though, that ain't right. I'm not okay with this. And that's all I gotta say, y'all. Please take a stand. Please speak up when you see something wrong. Do something with your life. You can make a difference. All right, y'all. I'll catch you later.